The owner of the team made it very clear that they would solve the quarterback issue this offseason. Anthony Richardson.
Oh my gosh.
Anthony Richardson.
Oh my gosh.
About to get real fun,
Oh my goodness. In that system, I'm telling you, the QB run game is going to be on point. I think they still need to get another tight end or whatnot. You have a few receivers there, but him in the backfield with Jonathan Taylor is going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous.
Oh, this is such an adventure. Let's put it that way. This is going to be such an adventure because Anthony Richardson's floor can be very low, as we saw in this past season. The ceiling does not exist for what he is capable of physically. And in terms of, like, is he a quarterback? Like, is he a pro quarterback? His desire to stay in the pocket, he left so much on the table in terms of potential production by staying in the pocket. He was not a run-first guy. I know that might be a misconception among those who just turned up to scout him for the draft. Not at all. A pass-first dude despite all of the gifts that he has.
And HD, you pointed out the staff that is in place there in Indianapolis. When I spoke with Florida's offensive coordinator, Rob Sale, he literally told me, hey, the best spot for AR is going to be a place where he could develop in a similar way to a Jalen Hurts. He said as long as he gets that, he's going to be in business, and clearly this is the right spot for him.
There's this portion of his body of work that I think we just have to acknowledge. 13 games. That's what we have. So for everybody that says he needs to sit to develop, I understand that logic, but also you need reps when you have 13 games, right? Like, he's just going to have to get on the field, and there's going to take some patience. We're going to talk about Josh Allen comps a lot, I think, over the course of today, but can we acknowledge that part of the reason Josh Allen is Josh Allen is because the Bills were patient. They didn't listen to the outside noise. They gave him time to develop. They took the time that he needed. They put the right coaching around him. Like, all of those variables, I think, are substantial in that.
And I mean, more than anything, they put the talent around him, right? It's what you need with Anthony Richardson. But on the other side, what he's able to do, just like Harry talked about, was he's going to give you instant offense. You want a player that can put it on his back and say, hey, when things break down, I can go make a play with my feet. And he does that in a very big way. And the fact that he doesn't have a big body of work, I think is actually a good thing because he's an ascending player who is obviously, again, he's a specimen, absolutely. And he's just a blank canvas for a lot of these NFL coaches that understand what he brings to the table.
So I'd say a couple things is that, like, it's real that he needs to, he needs to take some time to do it. 13 career starts. There are very few quarterbacks that have been drafted in the first round that have 13 career starts to their name. I'm telling you, don't look at the list. It's Mitch Trubisky is the most recent one, right? Like, it is not exactly ideal. I think the Colts are an interesting landing spot for a lot of reasons. I mean, anywhere Anthony Richardson goes is an interesting landing spot. But what I was fearing for Anthony Richardson was the concept of him going to a team that I think felt the pressure to play him immediately and also be successful immediately. I'm not saying Indianapolis wants to roll over and go 3-14 next year. They don't want that, of course. But I also think this is a team that understands, even if their division stinks, which it does besides the Jaguars right now, they're not competing for the AFC Championship next year in that conference. And lead the show, of course, was about how you need to have a mega freak at quarterback to be any good in that conference. And as far as the 4 quarterbacks in this year's draft class, despite the fact that we all felt really good about Bryce Young being first overall for a reason, Anthony Richardson's ceiling is limitless. The guy has almost unmatched physical skills. And it's going to take some time here, but if you get the very best version of Anthony Richardson, we're talking about a guy that has invoked shades of Cam Newton, which Cam Newton in his prime was the most unstoppable force in the league.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.